Welcome back to Backstage 30. We are in a undisclosed location high above the treetops, downtown Winnipeg. And once again, folks, Tom and Larry back again. The bromance continues, guys, huh?
Sure does, Tracy. We're really happy to.
Hey. We've got the city workers going down the street. I mean, this is great. And the radio show now back on, a different format and a different time, Tom.
Yeah, it's a completely different world that we're in now, as a matter of fact, online on the internet, and we're having a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Okay, clue me in, Larry. I'm not really all that swift on internet online radio. How does it work? Where do we find you?
Well, you can find us at TomandLarry.ca. So we call ourselves an established brand in a new medium. So and our listeners are really loyal because they locate us first, and once you take that effort, then they stay with you. And so we have this fan base that's really blown past our expectations because it's not on traditional radio.
No. Okay, so the programming, topics, is it the same? It has to be different, obviously.
Well, the difference is that it's all content now, so it's all entertainment, right? So we're doing a regular radio show, we're stopping down for music, we're stopping down for news, and produce commercials and everything else like this. In our format here, we just have fun for a straight hour. So generally speaking, on a regular radio show, we'd be on for maybe 12 hours, or 12 minutes an hour,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
And so now we're putting it all together in 1 hour, so it's like 5 hours of a regular radio show.
It's like having the freedom that you always dreamed of,
Yes.
because when you're on regular radio, you know, you're just kind of getting into something. You sense something starting to happen, and then, oh, well, we have to cut, right? We have to go. And then we found ourselves in the first couple of days, it was sort of like, oh my God, we don't have to stop. This is great, you know?
Yeah.
Was there a little dead air at that point?
No, you know what? No, we're so full of wind. There's never any dead air. Are you kidding? Well, I'm not sure what you have planned, but it's kind of a special day around your house.
Yes, it is.
Today. And
Yeah.
the reason would be?
The reason is it's my little dog Nordy's 1-year-old birthday today.
The dog doesn't know it's his birthday.
Well, I told him this morning.
How did the two of you first hook up?
It was at a radio station back in the day at 97, I think, at that time. And Larry was doing news on 97 NOB, and I was doing a mid-morning show, and we became instant friends, and so we just started to do it together on the air. We didn't ask anybody.
I was in fact a minister winding my way out of that, and I met this fellow, and he took me across the road to a bar that I'd never been in before. I was 25 years old. I'd never had a glass of beer in my life, and he put one in front of me, and that's how we became these close friends. And of course, I left the ministry.
What interests you now, as far as when you're doing the show?
Well, you know, I think Larry nailed it. The freedom to have fun and to entertain people, and of course it's mostly topical, anecdotal stuff, and storytelling, and whatever's happening in the news, we take a fun slant on it and whatnot. And it's that freedom to, if we have a topic, we can talk about it for 3 minutes and then move on to something else, or we can talk about it for 30 minutes. Have you ever read a great quote?
Oh, yes, yes.
We mentioned one about a week ago when, what was her name? Who died?
Maya Angelou, the American poet and writer and civil rights activist.
Yes.
I mean, there was quotes of her all over the place when she passed away.
But
I like one in particular. She said, I always shop too much at Costco. Right?
What?
I'm just pulling your leg.
We do get a lot of feedback, but it's usually after the fact, after we've introduced something, and then, you know, that's the way social media works. So, you know, we're in that world now, and so we'll have a topic that we've discussed, and we'll put a question up on our Facebook page, and look, you know, 2 hours later, and you've got 1,500 people showing that they saw it, and then a number of people commenting on it, and that's the whole nature of social media, isn't it? It's interactive, right? And so it's sort of like in the old days of radio for me, doing a talk show and having phones light up. Well, now it's, you know, Facebook and Twitter, and it's great,
Right.
You know.
Is it kind of surreal now as you guys are sitting in the kitchen, sipping coffee, doing your thing like you did years ago?
You know what? Honest to God, it was like riding a bike.
Yeah.
I mean, we hadn't worked together for 20 years. But we were still friends, and we'd hang out. You know, we'd go out for a beer, and it was like we were doing a show anyway, but no one was hearing it.
Yeah.
Right? And
Now you're
so
just sharing it.
we picked it up, and that first day we started rolling, and bam, an hour was gone.
Yes.
We had a show in the can. We went, wow, this is pretty easy and fun.
No, and I mean, I think it's wonderful, and I guess you can teach old dogs new tricks?
Yeah, it takes a little longer, but it happens. For people who want more of the backstory, I've written one. So, and that's coming out in a couple of weeks too. And there are a lot of people who constantly ask us questions: when we were working together, when we weren't, what's Tom really like, and when we weren't working together, are you still friends with Tom? Of course I am. All that stuff. So I write about all that in a book that's coming out at the end of June.
Okay, so we're going to talk more about the book, find out what you're up to, and we'll hear a little bit of Tom and Larry on the radio. Don't go away. Backstage continues right after this.